Good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's great to have you here. We're about to begin our program. If everyone could take your seat. On such a beautiful, crisp October day with blue skies and about the best foliage anywhere you can find. Who needs Vermont when you're in Wallingford, Connecticut, and everything looks this gorgeous? I'm Ray Andrews, and I'm the Executive Director of the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce, and we'd like to thank you all for being part of a very special day, and as we honor 6 very special people for their wonderful contributions to our community, and of course a terrific keynote speaker who you'll be hearing from a little bit later on. It's the 2021, or 2021 if you prefer, Women's Achievement Awards. It's the 22nd year we've been doing this. Can you imagine? 22 years, and it's absolutely fantastic. We have a chance to celebrate our region's women leaders who have come here. And our committee had a lot of choices, and it was very difficult to get down to our 6 awardees today because we had terrific nominations and did a great job. So I want to thank the Hilton Garden. Everything looks lovely. The centerpieces, the orchids are just beautiful that are here. And of course we also would like to thank all of our sponsors who made this possible, particularly our presenting sponsor, BIC USA, for helping make this event possible here today. Applause is not mandatory in this event, but it is greatly encouraged. So pipe up with those claps when you have an opportunity to do that. And again, after many years, event presenter and Allison Avery and everyone at BIC, we thank you so much for what you do, including our community. This time I'd like to bring up and introduce to you, familiar face, our President and CEO of the Quinnipiac and Greater New Haven Chambers of Commerce, Garrett Sheehan, for a few remarks. Garrett?
Thank you, Ray, and it's great seeing everyone here today. I feel very unqualified to kind of stick out at this table because we have so many wonderful women that we're honoring today. Let's give all of them a big round of applause. It's always such a great event, and it's great to be able to be back together. I know it's a little complicated, masks on, masks off. We're just trying to make it work and make it work for everyone who attends. But thank you for supporting this chamber. I do want to recognize all of our staff at the Quinnipiac Chamber. Of course, Ray, who came on as our executive director this year. We have Gary Carliglio and Maribel Carrion, who's with us as well. The 3 of them, an awesome team for our Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce. And thanks to the Record Journal, we were once again recognized as the Reader's Choice Awards for Best Chamber of Commerce for the region. So, great round of applause. And I hope that's because we've just continued to do things throughout the pandemic. No matter what the challenges that we face, we know all of our businesses are facing even more challenges. So we've tried to be a support service for you, change the way we offer things, whether that's through digital services or more direct resource support. We try to do that for you all of the time. And we're going to continue to reinvent how we do things, especially under the leadership of Tara Knapp, our board chair now. So Tara, thank you, and all of the members of the Chamber Board. So a big round of applause for everyone who's helped support the Chamber. Thank you for supporting us. Now, before I go, I do just want to thank, we have so many investors, sponsors who help keep the Chamber running, and so I want to thank our premier partner, Allnex. I saw Frank Christina in the room. Frank, big round of applause. Allnex and our star supporters, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, Nucor Steel, and Ulbrich Steel. Big round of applause. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the program.
Wonderful. Thank you, Garrett. We have a lot of sponsors, as Garrett mentioned, that make everything possible here at the Chamber. And what I'd like to do right now is call up my colleague, Gary Carliglio, who will tell you much more about them. Gary?
Thank you, Ray. Welcome, everyone. Very proud to be here, represent the business community of Wallingford, North Haven. In this region, we are extremely fortunate to have the sponsors' loyal support year after year for this event. So let's hold our applause to the end, but a big thank you to our presenting sponsor for the 6th consecutive year, BIC USA. Our speaker sponsors, TD Bank. Award sponsors, Obrick Stainless Steels, Gaylord Specialty Healthcare, GSP, Guilford Savings Bank, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, and Massonicare. Thank you. Our event sponsors, Quinnipiac University, Camco Supply Corporation of New England, ACES, Area Cooperative Educational Services, Seacals and Company, Record Journal, and Portrait Design by Mary Bush. Mary, thank you for your contributions. So as Garrett mentioned, we have annual investors that support us throughout the year. At this time, I'd like to introduce a video to thank those sponsors. Please enjoy this video highlighting our sponsors who support us at the highest levels. So at this time, I'd like to welcome up the President and CEO of our presenting sponsor. Her name is Allison Avery. She's with BIC USA. They've been the sponsor of this event, the presenting sponsor, for 6 consecutive years. And we're grateful for their support, not only for this event, but for their corporate sponsorship too. So Allison, please come up to say a few words. Thank you.
Everybody, this is a fantastic event and we are very proud to be able to support this and sponsor this for the last 6 years. You know, as a specialty chemical manufacturer here in Wallingford, we always need the skill sets of everybody, so we don't want to ignore 50% of the population, so we're very pleased to support women that achieve this. So very much thank you to the Chamber for organising this. You know, I also know how difficult it is to organise a large event, especially in COVID times, with the extra complications. So thank you very much for putting this on and organising it every year. And of course, congratulations to all the honorees this year. This event is all about you.
Thank you, Allison. It's absolutely terrific that you could be with us here today, and again, for everything that BIC does for us. Also, I'd like to introduce a great friend of the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce and the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce. Serves on a lot of organizations here, SCROG and CCM. If you like alphabet soup, I'll let him explain what that means. And newly re-elected as of yesterday from North Haven, our first selectman of North Haven, Mike Frieda. Mike, if you could come up. Mike's a baseball player, so as Mickey Mantle was told by Frank Messer at Yankee Stadium in 1969, the ballroom is all yours.
Thank you very much, Ray. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's been a hectic week for all of us as elected officials as we all were up for re-election. So I'm very delighted to be able to continue and serve the fine residents in North Haven and all of our businesses as North Haven's first election as I enter my 7th term. But this is an event that I always pride myself on attending. I am so proud every year of the women who have meant so much to our business community as leaders within the business community. And these award recipients today, all of these fine women today, and all of the women who've been honored here in the past at every event that I've been at over the last 12 years, they continue to be a very important fabric within the business community and keeping the business community in the successful fashion it has been. You know, many of you may not realize that before I took office in December of 2009 as the President and Chief Executive Officer of my companies, I led a movement in our industry to have women be part of executive management. And one of the things that I was very proud of in my corporate career, I had women in leadership positions as Executive Vice Presidents of HR, IT, marketing, and sales. And I always marveled at the tremendous business acumen and prowess that they demonstrated in my industry. And now here we are all these years later, and history continues to repeat itself in this region with the number of wonderful women who lead companies and continue to make such a remarkable impact on our lives and the business community. So I'd like to thank you very much for inviting me. It's once again a tremendous pleasure to be here, and congratulations to all these award recipients. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mike. So now a couple of housekeeping notes for all of you. Raise your hand if you've had to make a few adjustments in your line of work during COVID. Has anybody heard of coronavirus? Okay, no one's putting their hand up. I'm scared. We're going to do this a little differently this year, just so you'll understand. I'll walk you through what we're going to do. So we're going to have our program, keep everybody safe. And we understand some people aren't keen on mask-off eating, so we're going to have a buffet later for everybody. We'll call you up by table. So at the conclusion of the program, we'll have our award recipients come up, take a few photographs, but we'll be feeding you, we promise, at a wonderful buffet that Hilton Garden has for us outside. We'll call you up by table from staff, so be assured that's on its way. We also have some great raffles today, and we'd like to thank companies. A lot of them are listed in your program if you look at your program. And on our slides too, with all the raffle donations that are out at our table here today. We have quite a grand prize to give away later on today too. And the proceeds of today's raffle, of course, benefit the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce Charitable Trust and supporting scholarships too. And Maribel Carrion, who many of you know, been with our chamber now for about 21 years, I think now, will be announcing the winners at the end. She's our operations manager too. I'd like to call a few of you up to stand up, if you can. A few of our Quinnipiac Chamber board members, if you're on the board of directors for the Quinnipiac Chamber, if you're here today, could you please stand? Thank you. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Also, this chamber had an outstanding executive director for many years who's here today. She's always rolling up her sleeves, pitching in, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Dee Pryor-Nesty. Dee, could you please stand? Let's give you a round of applause. And I'd like to introduce our head table, and we're going to do this in order. And please hold your applause till the end after everyone stands up. So first, my colleague, Regional Director of Sales and Relationship Management at the Quinnipiac and Greater New Haven Chambers of Commerce, Gary Carliglio. Also, our first selectman from North Haven, Mike Frieda. Executive Director, United Way of Meredith Wallingford, Maria Campos Harlow. From Patrickin Architects, Karen Patrickin is at our head table. Also Amanda Nugent, Carmody Torrance, Sendak, and Hennessy. Angel Seer, she's the HR coordinator for Newport Steel. Dr. Alice Forrester, who is the president and CEO of the Guilford Beers Clinic. Our Woman of the Year, Lindy Lee Gold, Department of Economic and Community Development too. Tara Knapp, thank you. Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce Board Chair and Vice President for External Relations for Gaylord Specialty Healthcare. Allison Avery, who you just heard from, President and CEO of BIC USA here in Wallingford, and President Garchina, our President and CEO of the Quinnipiac and Greater New Haven Chambers of Commerce. And our special guest speaker, who you'll hear from in just a moment, Marisa Cardona, at-risk college and career coordinator for the Meriden Public Schools. Let's give them a round of applause. And now, our program starts up with, I'd like to call Christy Danley if I can. Christy, this time I'd like to invite her here. She's the Vice President and Relationship Manager at TD Bank. Speaker sponsor, I might add too, and of our event today. She'll introduce our keynote speaker. Take it away, Christy.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to all of our recipients today. Happy to be here and sharing the celebration with you. Good. You had me right on target and I took us away. I apologize. Marisa Cardona was the first Latina to win the titles of Miss Connecticut Teen USA, Miss Connecticut 2001. 3 weeks after finishing her year as Miss Connecticut, Marisa married her childhood sweetheart, current U.S. Education Secretary, Dr. Edward Cardona. Sorry.
There was a typo.
Okay. My apologies. I'm so focused on following my lines precisely, and so should have caught that. The Cardonas have two beautiful children who perform and sing as well. Marisa was the first in her family to pursue and graduate from college, earning a BA in communications from the University of New Haven. Marisa worked as the program manager of Nurturing Families Network, earning her Yukon Family Development credential, and continued her work in the community, bringing awareness to alcohol abuse prevention, her platform as serving as Miss Connecticut. This passion led her to become the community organizer for Universal Healthcare Foundation in Meriden Family Zone, supporting families in goal setting, self-advocacy, and self-achievement. Marisa then took on the role of family school liaison for the Meriden Public Schools and is currently the at-risk college and career coordinator, where she works with parents and students to help them achieve their college and technical pathways. Marisa was recognized with a Shining Star Award, Women of Distinction Award, and NAACP Award by community leaders in Meriden. In 2012, Marisa produced her first Spanish music. This is where you're going to see my Spanish is a little rusty, so please apologize. I apologize in advance. Ayo, yesterday and today. Almost. I was in the car practicing for so long these last 2 days. Still didn't do well. She was nominated and won the prestigious Premio Pielo Award in Orlando, Florida in 2013. Her album, Song with the new original single she co-wrote, Tu Naciste Para Mi, can be found on all major streaming apps, including iTunes. You can follow Marisa on Instagram and Facebook. Today, Marisa performs in her Latin band throughout the state. Marisa is also a voiceover actor and commercial actress, performing voiceovers for businesses and corporations in both English and Spanish. Her proudest achievement is being a wife and a mother. I am so proud to introduce Marisa Perez Cardona.
Good afternoon. How is everyone this morning? Great. Well, thank you to the Quinnipiac Chamber for inviting me at this lovely event. It is my first time, and it's lovely to see a lot of faces from Meriden that I've been able to connect throughout the years. This afternoon, as I stand here, I feel blessed to be standing among influential leaders in and outside of our community. Please stand up. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my family. Both of my parents were born in Puerto Rico. My mother, Nati, and her twin sister, Idalia, were separated at the early age of 2 due to poverty, and they were split into 2 different homes. Her adoptive mom, who she always calls Mommy, struggled financially, but had enough to feed her and her 9 siblings. Her parents instilled in her at an early age the importance of faith, hard work ethic, respect for others, respect for self, and most importantly, humility. At the early age of 16 years old, she had to drop out of school and use her seamstress skills to make clothing to help provide for her family. She then came to Meriden, Connecticut, to work hard to achieve the American dream. She worked tirelessly at many factories making clothing for many companies, including Talbot's, and learned English at work, connecting with her supervisors and giving input on ideas to help teach other women. My father, the youngest of his 5 siblings, lost both of his parents before he turned 13 years old. This, of course, caused a lot of distress on him, his siblings, and it caused a lot of distress financially and mentally. He knew he had to work hard to get back up on his feet and came to the Bronx, New York, and learned how to make pizzas. He then moved to Meriden, Connecticut, started working in factories to earn income, and his last employment was Pratt & Whitney. Didn't even have his high school diploma. He then met my mom, and they both instilled in my sister and I early on the importance of being proud of your heritage, faith, determination, and never ever forgetting where you came from. He worked at Pratt & Whitney for many years, and finally, they were able to achieve the American dream and buy their first home. My sister and I only spoke Spanish and attended ESL classes at Pulaski Elementary School. But finally, with the support of teachers and their belief in us, we learned English. My parents, despite not learning English right away, never ever missed a school conference. And early on, they both asked us, "What do you want to do when you go to college?" They both believed in us. They also nurtured our talents and provided me with the opportunities to sing. My sister Natalie and I were the youngest members of the St. Rose Church Choir. They always encouraged us to grow personally, and that's when I got involved in pageants, which allowed me to grow in self-confidence and know the importance of serving others, learning to speak in front of small and large audiences, and improving my talents of singing. In 1996, I won the title of Miss Connecticut Teen USA and represented Connecticut in the Miss Teen USA pageant. In 2001, I won Miss Connecticut, being the first Latina in the state of Connecticut to compete at Miss America, which was a childhood dream of mine. It took me 5 years to achieve this goal, and never once was I disappointed. I looked at it as a learning opportunity to grow and improve myself. I never gave up. And then I was the first one in my family that pursued a college degree and graduated from the University of New Haven with a bachelor's degree in communications. My sister also graduated with a bachelor's from Southern. My very first job out of college was at ESPN. My experience speaking at many state events as Miss Connecticut allowed me to interview well in this position, but little did I know that one of my questions in the interview process would be in Spanish. And of course, I answered the questions in Spanish. As I worked in the international soccer department, I worked closely with Spanish-speaking news anchors and reporters who covered sports throughout Latin America, and just almost had my moment to be an anchor when one didn't make it in time at work. My makeup was done, and I was at the anchor seat ready to go, and then 10 seconds before airtime, he arrived. I loved working there, but missed working closely with my community. and that's where I landed a career as the program manager of the Nurturing Families Network program, providing in-depth supports for first-time mothers. This was a rewarding opportunity as we worked on strengthening the parent-child bond early on. I then worked as a community organizer with the Universal Healthcare Foundation, which is very rewarding, where I empowered business owners, college students, and community leaders to advocate for universal health care throughout the state of Connecticut. I then worked with Children First Initiative, providing opportunities for students and parents to empower academic and social success, and continue working with Meriden Public Schools as a family school liaison, and now as an at-risk college and career coordinator. In this role, I am able to connect parents and students who may be struggling academically and socially. My parents and my personal stories are the ones that empower others to connect with me, and these are the stories that empower others that they too can achieve the American dream. I encourage everyone in this room to do the same. Serving my community is my passion and one that I value and hold close to my heart. Sharing my story is a way to help motivate students and parents who may be struggling, lack self-confidence, or may have never been asked, what are you thinking of doing when you go to college? My parents' story has shaped me into the woman I am today, and God truly blessed me with marrying my soulmate, Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona, who coincidentally was my first middle school crush. We support each other 100%. His story is one that also stems from humble beginnings. Our belief system is similar. Number 1, faith. Number 2, family. 3, work. And 4, humility. We support each other's goals and feel that God's timing and placement is one that happens because there is a bigger purpose. He's my best friend and soulmate and supported me to achieve my childhood dream of recording my first album titled Ayer y Hoy, Yesterday and Today. I know that every woman here in this room serves as an inspiration because someone believed in you. You have all made a difference, and I get emotional when I say this because you all have a story to tell. These are the stories that empower others, and that's exactly why you are all deserving of this award. It's important to remember that at times, a negative story can make us stronger. These are the stories that allow us to inspire others. It is our responsibility to connect with others, and at times, you may lead by simply modeling the leadership skills that are most impactful: humility, respect for others, serving others, and my favorite, treating others the way you want to be treated. Many in this room are business owners, managers, assistants, and many of you wear many different hats. Daughters, mothers, grandmothers, caregivers. We as women lead in so many ways. Being the nurturers we are, cultivating beliefs and values, balancing motherhood and work, and keeping composure even when things may be challenging. I want to acknowledge all the women being recognized today. Thank you for being exceptional leaders. What stood out when I read about each of you is that you all lead with heart, and you also serve your communities. Thank you for doing that. That is truly an inspiration. We all lead in so many different ways. As a mom, wife, and daughter, family is important to me. And given my parents' experiences, I have focused on being the best woman I could possibly be by wearing so many different hats, even when the laundry doesn't get done. How many of you here in this room can relate to that? In closing, I wanted to share with you my favorite poem that hangs on my wall to this day. It was given to me by my husband after I had both of our kids. It puts life in perspective, especially when we are juggling so much at once. Being a mother, to me, is a gift in its own. Those imperfect moments often turn into life memories that we hold close to our hearts, so don't be apologetic. It's titled, Excuse This House. Some houses try to hide the fact that children shelter there. Ours boasts it quiet, openly. The signs are everywhere. For smears around the windows, little smudges around the doors. I should apologize, I guess, for toys strewn on the floor. But I sat with my child, and we played and laughed and read. And if the doorbell doesn't shine, his eyes will shine instead. For when at times I'm forced to choose the one job of the other, I'd like to cook and clean and scrub, but first I'll be a mother. It's a beautiful poem. To all the women here, you're all special. Be proud of your story and embrace it as that is exactly what makes you special. Thanks to every woman in this room for being the leader you are in and out of your home. Thank you so much, and many blessings.
Thank you, Marisa. That was terrific remarks, really. Well, we will start our award ceremony here, and we will get you fed too at the buffet table right afterwards. Thank you again, Marisa, for what you've done and what you've accomplished, and also the secretary as well. It's home in Washington, and it's home right here, so thanks. This is our part of our program. We'd like to bring up our winners and introduce them all here. First, we'd like to move along a little bit and introduce our previous winners before we start our program. So, as I read your name, if you are in attendance, if you're not in attendance, you can still stand up too. Please do stand. Last year's Women of the Year, Nanette Pastore, President of Pierce Real Estate. Hold our applause, please, until afterwards. Last year's winner in Excellence in Business, Sherry Helget, HR Director of C. Coles & Company. Sherry, Excellence in Advocacy, Evelyn Rossetti Ryan, Chief of Outreach and Access for ACES, Area Cooperative Education Services. Outstanding Innovator, won last year, Ann Collette, Vice President, Strategy and Business Development, Guilford Savings. Also, our Excellence in Healthcare, Lorraine Cullen, Senior Director of Clinical Services, Gaylord Specialty Healthcare. Emerging Leader last year, Emily Walter, Child Care Services Director, Wallingford YMCA. And last year's Community Impact winner, Samantha Williams, owner of Sam's Word, LLC. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you very much. And now, on to our program. And it's live and in person this year, unlike last year. Would Weston Ulbrich, Human Resource of Ulbrich Stainless Steel, please come up to say a few words, introduce our first recipient receiving the Community Impact Award. I will let you know, as you receive your award, our 6 honorees, you will also be receiving a wonderful proclamation from Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro's office, which will accompany your award today. Wes.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks a lot, Ray. Great certificates there from the U.S. Congresswoman. Very impressive. So congratulations to all the award winners. So I'm Wes Ulbrich. I'm with Ulbrich Steel, and I'm a realtor with RE/MAX. And today I'm proud to be here. I'm honored to be here, part of this great event. It's really what makes Wallingford and the greater Wallingford area special, that we recognize all the important people in our lives, especially women in business. So today I'm honored to present the Community Impact Award to Maria Campos Harlow. Maria has been a leader in our community since 2006. She is now the Executive Director of the United Way of Meriden and Wallingford, and for 8 years she served as the Director of the Spanish community of Wallingford. She has exemplified leadership and has championed causes that support economically challenged members of our region. When the pandemic hit, Maria streamlined her agency's mission to battle COVID's economic devastation. She spearheaded the Meriden Wallingford Community Foundation Coronavirus Response Fund, which raised and distributed $200,000 and relief to local families and individuals. Most recently, she has focused United Way efforts on the critical area of workforce development. Maria is proud to call Bogota, Colombia, her original hometown, but now resides in Wallingford with her husband John and 7-year-old daughter Fiona. We thank you, Maria, and we celebrate your tremendous community impact. Congratulations.
Wow. I don't know how much time do we have. Good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce for putting together this beautiful event. Maribel, Gary, Ray, Garrett, and all of the members of the Board of Directors, thank you for dedicating an event especially to recognize the achievement of women in our community. I also want to thank all of those who are accompanying me here today. I want to give a special thank you to the 3 amazing women that work with me, Diana, Sandy, and Julia. I'm also joined by members of my board of directors, supporters, colleagues, volunteers, and special friends. Each one of you has had a significant role in supporting my career and even my personal life. Please know that any of these accomplishments are ours. To the other recipients, it is an honor to sit among all of you, and I look forward to learning more from your achievements. I do especially want to recognize Angel's here. She's such an incredible person, beautiful human being, that in such a short time has done so many wonderful things for our community and for your company. I'm sure that everybody at Newport Steel, at Newport Steel, Connecticut is very proud of her. Okay. To Marisa Cardona, I was so excited when I found out that you were going to be the keynote speaker. I met you over 10 years ago, you and your family, and I always have felt so inspired by you. You and your family exemplify everything that is beautiful about raising a family, raising a bilingual family and bicultural family, and being so invested in the community while having stellar careers. You and your family make us Hispanic very, very, very proud. Thank you. I always wanted to be, since I was a child, I always wanted to work in community service. I always wanted to serve my community. And when I moved to Wallingford 15 years ago, I reached out to the Spanish community of Wallingford because I was looking for a volunteering opportunity. That volunteering opportunity turned into my career. And because of that, a few years later, I became the executive director. And because of that position, I assumed the role of representing the Hispanic community in Wallingford. And because of that, I was invited. I received invitations, genuine invitations, to serve at every single committee and every single board of directors. Because these organizations, they really wanted to involve the Hispanic community. So I understood the importance of that role, and even if sometimes being in those rooms made me feel a little intimidated, I rose above that because I know how important it is to make sure that all members of our communities are involved in decisions that are going to affect us. A few years later, United Way of Maryland Wallingford came to my life. My reach, it was not I was not only serving anymore the members of the Hispanic community. Now I was expanding into another community, and I was serving an even larger community. And I was stepping into very large shoes to fill. Jim Ironimo has been an extraordinary leader that has done so much for the community. And soon after that, the pandemic happened. And there is something about the very moment where you feel that the world is falling apart, that you go into that survival, motherly instinct that gets you really ignited, and it gets you into saver mode. We saw so much struggle, so much fear, so much pain. It was a time where we saw need that we never have seen before. And at the same time, we saw generosity like we never have seen before. Now that the pandemic is beginning to take a back seat, we, as an organization, are thinking about what is the best way that we're going to invest our resources. So we've reached out to our community, to all our stakeholders, to select to choose to search for the most pressing need that we could address, and that became workforce development. So that's what we're doing now. We're looking to make the appropriate investments to help individuals or families who want to have a better life, to have access to education and training that gives them the skills and the knowledge to increase their earning potential. Because we know that when individuals can afford at least the most basic needs in their families, many of the challenges go away. I'm here today accepting this award, and when you accept awards, always the term humbling or I'm humbled comes to mind. And I am really, truly humbled because there are so many extraordinary women in our community. I have had the privilege to work with many of those, and I'm only going to name a few of those that have been so important in my life. Evangeline Mendoza, Adriana Rodriguez, Diana Riley, and this is only a few. I see Jane Fisher was one of the award recipients a couple of years ago. You guys have been so inspiring to me, and you guys have helped me to be where I am today. So I thank you for everything that you do for me and for our community. I want to close by saying this. There is something very special about being a woman. That we share this bond of sisterhood. We become role models, mentors, and confidants. It is our duty to support and elevate each other. So today, let's celebrate all the extraordinary women in our lives. And also, let's celebrate the extraordinary men that support us in all of our endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you. Maria, that was great words. Thanks. I'd like to bring up Lila Carney, Director of Career Development at Quinnipiac University. Lila, and a few words about a recipient of the Chamber's Excellence in Advocacy Award. Lila has a long walk right now. And Quinnipiac is right across from the sleeping giant, so Lila and everybody who's worked at Quinnipiac knows about long walks. It's all yours, Lila. Thank you.
I haven't worn high heels in a long time either, so that made it extra challenging. Anywho, all right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Karen Patrickin. She's the president and principal of Patrickin Architects, a team of architects based in New Haven. Karen was raised in Montreal in a musical and medical family, and initially obtained a Bachelor of Music in flute from McGill University in Montreal before studying architecture at the University of Waterloo. After 10 years of architectural experience, notably at HLW International in New York and Clark Pelley in New Haven, Karen worked as a solo practitioner for 7 years. She has the distinction of working in 6 major global cities. She established Patrickin Architects in 2010 with a focus on community architecture and advanced sustainable design and construction practices. Karen was honored in 2020 with the AIA Connecticut Women in Architecture Award for someone demonstrating design excellence, equity in practices, and facilitating positive change in the profession. She is on the University of Hartford School of Architecture Advisory Board, mentoring aspiring architects, especially women, to learn more about the profession. Karen also serves the town of Guilford on the town's design review committee. She's an advocate for sustainable, affordable housing and designs that protect the natural environment, yet blend into Connecticut's historic, natural, and built landscape. I'd like to present Karen Patrickin with the Excellence in Advocacy Award. Karen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, and thank you very much. I want to thank the Chamber especially for helping all of us here starting in March 2020, when we all needed support. It certainly helped me find all the steps that I needed to do to keep my team working, employed. So I just want to give a special round of applause because I think it was really I was just looking up the definition of advocacy and trying to see how that applies to what it is that I do, what it is that we do, and my team of architects. And for us, it's really helping people find their voice. So for me, it's finding ways to engage youth and get them excited about school, getting them excited about studying a technical or professional, taking that kind of a path, and obviously with architecture too, specifically in architecture. It's helping team members in my office find their voice and find a place in their community to serve. And I think it's also for us helping the buildings that we design find their voice. There are so many buildings in our community and across the country that are dilapidated, falling apart. We want to build buildings that are renewed, reinvigorated, responsible, sustainable, low energy, all that kind of stuff. And so for us, advocacy is actually, very, very much an honor, very close to our hearts. And I just thank you very much for honoring us.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen, very much. I'd like to bring up Renee Miller. She's the Associate Vice President, Business Branch Manager, Guilford Savings Bank. We'll present our Excellence in Business Award. And we conveniently made sure that all of our presenters were seated in Meriden, Durham, Guilford, North Haven. Come on up, Renee. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Good afternoon. Thank you for the honor to have GSB here as the presenting award sponsor for the Excellence in Business. Guilford Savings Bank was founded in 1875 by community leaders that understood the value of local community banking. Just as it was envisioned over 145 years ago, we still see the importance today as we expanded into the North Haven and Northford community. We offer a wide array of products and services while we meet both needs of personal and business banking. One of the strong commitments to the community banking is to remain a mutual savings bank institution, allowing our customers to thrive while being the only bank you'll ever need. While of course our employees are committed to helping your financial needs, our team members also have a strong commitment to volunteerism and continuing community engagement while serving on over 60 nonprofit board of directors and donating thousands of hours of time to community service. GSB also understands the value of having women as a stronghold of our organization, with over 56% of our workforce being women. Also, a lot of those individuals are also on the management level within the organization. We'd like to take a moment on behalf of GSB to congratulate all the amazing women of the award recipients today. You're an inspiration to not only us and all the individuals here, but to all the people that you've touched. It's my pleasure to introduce the honoree, Amanda Nugent. Attorney Amanda Nugent is a Connecticut native. She grew up in Hampton, Connecticut, and now owns a home in Cheshire with her husband Dan and raising 3 beautiful children. Amanda and her family love doing anything outdoors, such as going for hikes or bike rides on the trails. Amanda Nugent started practicing in law with Carmody, Torrance, Sandick, Hennessy, LLP in 2006 as an intern, while she completed her college education at NYU, receiving her JD from Boston College of Law. When I asked her why she chose this firm, she responded, "I loved the company culture and company values. They have a strong understanding of work-life balance, and they're very supportive of their employees. They even have a mentorship program, which she's fortunate now to be able to push forward to the new future hires herself. They have also a strong understanding of importance of gender diversity in the workplace as well. The area of focus that she specializes is within commercial litigation, specifically commercial breach of contract, business torts, and unfair trade practices in state and federal courts. When the opportunity presented itself to get involved in the firm's diversity, equity, and inclusion team, she readily stepped forward as the co-chair, helping clients claim relating to discrimination and harassment in the workplace. Attorney Nugent is the president-elect of the New Haven County Bar Association and the leader in the litigation, women in the law, and federal practice of section of the Connecticut Bar Association. She was selected for the inclusion of Connecticut super lawyers in the business litigation in 2020, and the recipient of the CBA Federal Practice Section in 2018 Pro Bono Award, an honor selected by judges of the Connecticut District Court. Attorney Nugent is a community-serving individual on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council of the Greater New Haven Chamber, and is very passionate about the United Way of Greater Waterbury DEI Advisory Council. She also served on the board of the Solar Youth Organization in New Haven from 2012 to 2018. This particular group of individuals goes and helps individuals of children in the housing community to have a better understanding about the environment, life skills, and communication. After having the conversation with Amanda, I can say one attribute that stood out to me was her understanding of value of speaking and helping others. I found a quote from the Nobel Prize winner, Malala Yousafzai, I probably didn't pronounce that right, to match her sentiment. The quote reads, "I raise my voice, not so that I can shout, but for those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us are held behind." Amanda clearly uses her voice for her clients. Please join me in applause for Amanda Nugent, the recipient of the 2021 Women in Excellence in Business Award. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Renee, for that kind introduction, and thanks to all of your colleagues at GSB for sponsoring this award. I want to thank the Quinnipiac Chamber and its board of directors for this incredible honor. And I'm joined here today by my loving and endlessly supportive mother, Meg Myers, who nurtured so many young minds as a teacher for 40 years, and who was my first example of leadership and how to make change by following your heart. Thank you, Mom. I would not be the person I am or be able to do the things that I do if it was not for your example and support. I also want to thank my firm, Carmody, Torrance, Sandick, and Hennessy, and my managing partner, Rick Street, for their unwavering support that he and the firm have shown me throughout my career to date. Carmody has always been a trailblazer in terms of recognizing the importance of female leadership, and it was the first firm of its size in Connecticut to have a female managing partner. I've been fortunate to receive mentorship from many incredible female leaders, in particular my practice group leader, Giovanna Taberi-Weller, and my mentor in all things DEI, Marianne Dubuque, both of whom have guided me and encouraged me to follow my interests and passions while serving as strong examples of excellence in their field. I'm honored now to be able to pass those lessons along to those I have the honor and privilege of mentoring. Finally, I want to thank all the people in this room who are lifting up and celebrating women's achievements so that I never have to tell my daughters and they never have to feel that they can't do something or can't achieve something just because they're girls. Congratulations to all of today's awardees. I'm humbled and honored to be recognized beside you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Perfect closing argument. I'd like now a familiar face for those of you who serve here at the Quinnipiac Chamber. Board of Directors Chair Tara Knapp, come up. She's Vice President of External Relations Affairs for Guilford Specialty Healthcare, and introduce our choice for Emerging Leader.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. All right, just adjust that just a little bit. All right, well, I'm delighted today to introduce you to Angel Seer. Angel is a human resources professional with over 10 years of diverse experience in recruitment and staffing, food manufacturing, and human services industries. She now proudly serves as HR coordinator at Nucor Steel, Connecticut. Angel is bilingual, and in her former role at Celebration Foods, she helped celebrate the diverse employee population of over 31 different nationalities. And she worked to ensure translators were in place for the team so that clear communication could happen between plant management and production teams. Angel has volunteered to assist refugee populations in Connecticut, assisting new refugee families with finding medical care, social services, and helping navigate the immigration process to become American citizens. Angel is also a licensed Zumba fitness instructor, which combines her love of dance and Latin culture. As such, she has participated in Zumbathons to benefit several local charities. Angel's volunteer work also includes job readiness coaching with Project Reach in Meriden, helping young adults with mock interviews and resume preparation. Angel has become immersed in the Wallingford community with her roles on the board of directors at the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Spanish community of Wallingford, also known as SCOW. Angel achieved recently in January her HR professional certification of the SHRM-CP, which stands for the Society for Human Resources Management Certificate Program. She lives in Middletown and is a proud single mom of 2 boys, Christopher Jr., CJ, and Caden. So it is my pleasure to invite you up now to receive the Emerging Leader Award.
Thank you all so much. This is an amazing, amazing honor. Listening to the speeches by Marisa and my wonderful friend Maria, I just feel so blessed to be here. And the title of the award, Emerging Leader, that word emerging, I do feel like that a lot. I think about the phoenix that I have tattooed on my back, the phoenix that rises again. And through my life experience, you know, my wonderful son, he'll tell you, it hasn't been easy. It's been a struggle. But 10 years of working in different industries in HR and just doing whatever I could to serve the folks that I'm serving, whether it's in the community or in the workplace, that's always been my focus. And 2 years ago, finding this opportunity at Nucor Steel, Connecticut, it's been a life changer for me. And I'm so thankful that this community has embraced me. I look at so many friendly faces across this room. Frank at Allnex, you've been a great mentor to me. Tom Kurtman at Olbrich, thank you so much for me being able to pick up the phone. You both have taught me what it means to be an employer of choice in this community and what can we do better. And then the women in this community that have embraced me. Adriana, thank you so much for embracing me, showing me what the needs of our community are and how I can help. Thank you. And Maria as well. We're the superstar squad. There is so much goodness we can do together. And last but certainly not least, my family, CJ and Caden's at school. Marisa, we're fellow Maloney soccer moms, so I'm so proud of my sons. They have such good hearts. I can't say enough about how
how good you are, and how much you've been my champions. You are my why. And my second family, my Nucor Steel family, thank you all so much for supporting me, and you guys are my champions, and we have a great thing going. So thank you all so, so much for this honor. Thank you.
Thanks so much. That's really great. I'd like now, if I can, to bring up Ann Collette, Vice President of Strategy and Business Development, Masonicare, presenting our Excellence in Healthcare Award. Oh my, you're not just seated in Meriden, we put you in Hartford. It's just we're getting a geography lesson here today. So welcome.
Good afternoon. I am so honored to be here. We are recognizing women who are forging new paths. Some of them are disruptors, change agents, leaders, and they're making a difference leading from the front in the industries that they serve. It is quite an honor to be here today to talk a little bit about this year's winner of the Excellence in Healthcare Award. A little bit first about Masonicare, because it really resonated with me. Excellence in healthcare, it's the fuel that drives the organization I serve. We care for approximately 4,500 patients and residents across multiple service lines. Residential senior living, home health hospice, companion homemaker, skilled nursing, and a behavioral health hospital. And all of that is done with a mindset of excellence and commitment to caring, which is why being the presenter of this award was so special. So thank you for allowing me to talk a little bit about this year's winner. Dr. Alice Forrester is Chief Executive Officer of the Clifford W. Beers Guidance Clinic, located in New Haven, Connecticut, and the Child Guidance Center of Mid-Fairfield County, located in Norwalk. With over 200 full-time staff and an annual budget of $20 million, Clifford Beers has been a community-based mental health center serving children and families, many who have experienced trauma, for over 100 years. Under Dr. Forrester's leadership, Clifford Beers was recently awarded a 5-year National Child Traumatic Stress Initiative grant through the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration, which will focus on developing a trauma-informed, anti-racist, whole family approach to care. Dr. Forrester has been appointed to the Connecticut Behavioral Health Partnership Oversight Council, serves on the Children's Mental Health Task Force and the Urban Violence Commission, and has also served on the Sandy Hook Commission. Dr. Forrester holds an MA from New York University in drama therapy and a doctorate in clinical psychology from Fielding University. I stand here proudly to present this year's Excellent in Healthcare Award to Dr. Alice Forrester.
Thank you. I have a great respect for Masonicare, and I hope in a few years I will not be one of your clients, but sometimes I feel like I may be. But thank you. And thank you to the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce and for recognizing really Clifford Beers and its enormous work that it does for the community and healthcare innovation. And congratulations to my female colleagues here at the table. It's an honor to be with you, and Mrs. Cardona, your speech was really very moving, and thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I want to thank, of course, my colleagues who are here today. I haven't seen them in 2 years. No. They look great. Board of Directors. And Ray, I didn't even recognize him because he got his haircut. I'd never met him in person. So COVID has done us in. The amazing legacy of leading Clifford Beers is in that 1913, our founder himself, a man suffering greatly with mental illness, went on to live his life to make change in the mental health services. He was locked up in Connecticut Valley Hospital, and basically, when he got out, wrote a book called Mind That Found Itself that changed the whole perspective on mental health in our country and across the world. He called for a new way mental health services should be delivered, and he helped form all the child guidance clinics across the country, including ours in 1913. So our very legacy and the roots of our organization are built in innovation and change. Many of you know, probably from personal history and experiences, that our mental health care system is broken. From folks with private insurance with very high deductibles who can't access clinicians who take Medicare, or take their insurance and have to pay out of pocket, to a lot of the Medicare and Medicaid systems that are overflowing and full with care. It's a very complicated, mental health issues are very complicated and very confusing and hard to navigate. Guilford Beers has tried over the years to do two things. One is to uncomplicate the mental health delivery system and to integrate mental health into the physical, mental, and social service world. This is not new or a novel idea. It's actually pretty pragmatic and useful. But unfortunately, current funding, licensing, and service models do not encourage such straightforward models, service delivery. So it has been our simple goal to deliver quality, equitable, and collaborative wellness services for the children, youth, and families in our communities. I've learned it's a long game, so I can't go to Masonic Care yet. And we are slowly and surely moving the needle on people's understanding of trauma, of poverty, and that the core to people's wellness is mental health and wellness. Thank you for this recognition, and congrats to the awardees. Thank you to my team at Guilford Beers for all their extraordinary hard work. And this goes to you guys, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Alice. Very, very impressive and growing organization, I might add. And now, time for a final awardee. Would Shannon Duncanson, sales executive of the Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, come up, proudly present our 2021 Woman of the Year. Shannon is getting escorted out by Gary. I'm not sure what that means. And thank you, Dina, for adjusting our sign. All yours, Shannon.
I had a long way to come from over there, so I needed Gary as the escort. So I represent Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, and I am so excited to be honored, humbled to being able to present the Woman of the Year award. All of these women are absolutely amazing, and I think as I sit here listening to everybody, the one word is just they're all very inspirational. So congratulations to everybody. The glasses. Lindy Lee Gold is an impactful leader in the New Haven region and within the state of Connecticut. Lindy has served with distinction as a senior specialist with the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development since 1998, responsible for business, retention, recruitment, development, and expansion. She represents the Commissioner on all workforce development and education boards and commissions. Prior to her time with the state of Connecticut, she had leadership positions with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, housing development, and in the travel industry. Her community service is legendary. Lindy serves on the executive board of the Schubert Performing Arts Center, Cultural Affair Commission of the City of New Haven, the Foundation Board of Directors for Southern Connecticut State University, Housatonic Community College, and Gateway Community College also, including 2 years as board chair at Gateway. Lindy has chaired community relations for the Anti-Defamation League of Connecticut and for the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven. Also, she is vice president of the Jewish Federation Association of Connecticut. Lindy was a founder and president of Two Keys two key local service organizations, Fellowship Inc. and Centerstone. Lindy has been honored by the Urban League of Southern Connecticut for community service, related to the Hampton Hall, or elected to the Hampton Hall Community Day School Hall of Fame, and was chosen Citizen of the Year in 2013 by Business New Haven. This is quite a lot so far. Other organizations to recognize and honor Lindy for her achievements include The Connection, the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven, the New Haven Boys and Girls Club, Casal Ontanal, B'nai B'rith Youth Organization, Workplace Inc., Cornerstone Inc., Camp Laurelwood, the Jewish Community Center, the Connecticut State Anti-Defamation League, and the New Haven Public Schools Foundation. Lindy is a graduate of Emerson College. She has one son, Joshua Krupp, and grandson, Ari John Krupp. At this time, I would now like to thank and congratulate Lindy in her recognition for Women of the Year Award. Thank you.
I would love it if table 6 and 7 remained standing. I'd like to introduce you to those people who have enabled, facilitated, and supported my journey. Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development. Commissioner Lehman, you can stand up too. And here, my friends and colleagues from Southern Connecticut, State University, from the Chamber, from Manufacturers CT, and my personal and dear friends, and certainly the Chief Operating Officer of Gateway Community College, Terry Brown, Mary Ellen Cody, its Foundation Director, Ann Benowitz, who is the Business Development Poobah at the Chamber, Sue Rapini, formerly with Southern, and now my devoted volunteer in my latest project. Gladys Soto, who is CEO of her own business, Sunset, and also has followed me from Casa Otanyal as a dear friend to Southern, to Gateway, and most everything else I do. Marna Wilbur, who shows during a pandemic how resilient women can be. Now the CEO and Chief Baker at Marna Runes, I recommend them. Marcia LaFemina Feinberg and David Feinberg, who are at Penn Globe. Marcia is the owner and CEO, who literally closed down their factory for a couple of days so that all of their staff could come and help me furnish and install hardware at an 18-unit apartment complex for homeless women and their children with career training and wraparound services. Amy Gretzky from Southern, and our new dean of the School of Business, Jennifer Robbins. So thank you all. Again, I thank you all the time, but I really mean it. I was wondering why I was the one chosen as Woman of the Year, and I figured it out looking around the room. Age does have its benefits. I think I took a pathway that's very different from most of you. Women are known to pivot, to be resilient, to juggle. It's what we do. As a single mom, I simultaneously owned and operated 3 businesses. Sold them all and got out whole, and better than that, and decided I needed to do something else, but I didn't quite know what it was. I didn't even know if I could work for anyone else because I hadn't. Well, as luck would have it, I found out that the Department of Housing, and I had owned a construction company, and the Department of Economic Development had merged, and they were looking for someone that had qualifications in both areas. I applied and thought, gee, this is pretty good. Instead of being on the ask end, I can be on the right side of a checkbook and do for a living what I already was doing for a life. Support our communities, make systemic, sustainable change in an even bigger way. And so I went to the interview. After helping facilitate the interview process, they had never done a panel before, they finally told me I had the job. I started to negotiate, and the commissioner, the then commissioner, listened very patiently for a minute or so, and then he said, I don't think you understand. This is the job, this is what it pays, this is the vacation time you get. And I went, don't you even want to know if I know how to negotiate? He said, we know. And so I started what is now almost a 24-year journey as a second late career change with DECD, where my colleagues and I have been able to make some really significant improvements in the lives of hundreds of people. And I almost forgot, because he's seated in Botswana, but I spotted Lou Mangini from Rosa DeLaura's office. Lou, stand up. Who has certainly helped. Rosa has been a friend my entire life. Lou, I've probably been your friend your entire life. But we've worked and been able to accomplish an awful lot together. And I think that is the main thing. Our support systems, the way we depend on each other, and the way, with all due respect to the United Way, who really takes care of lots of basic needs, and who performs a lot of immediate first aid. I think my philanthropy is now focused on breaking the cycle of poverty, primarily through public education. I think that education is the vehicle for breaking the cycle of poverty and upward mobility. I do want to say, Marisa, that I want to offer us up, you've got us all here, the Zumba star, Alice Forrester, who does random acts of kindness all the time. We're willing to be your dancers and your backup singers. Just in support, just saying.
I love it.
In any case, I'd like to leave you with two thoughts. One that I think about every day, and fortunately I've been blessed to live my life this way. And it's a quote by James Michener. The master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his information and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he's working or playing. To him, he's always doing both. And then, of course, with the sage advice to all of you women that comes from Margaret Albright, which is, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women. Thank you.
Lindy, you should have filled in for me when I was on radio. I was away. That was a great morning show.
I think I have another word for Marisa, and that is
yellow, but my house still looks that way.
Thank you so much. And, thank you all. Thank all the winners. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Couple housekeeping notes. We're going to dismiss you to eat very shortly here. First, we'll be calling you up by table to be served the buffet later today in just a moment here. And a couple of instructions from the staff. The Hilton Garden will go around table to table, let you know. And we'll have a photo session with Marisa. Thank you so much. And our winners, a very brief photo session after our event here too. I'd like to ask my colleagues, Maribel Carrion and Gary Carliglio, come up. We have had a little raffle today. And we also have a grand prize today. Winner 2 free tickets from Avello Airlines to fly from Tweed, New Haven to Florida destination of your choice. And proceeds go to the Quinnipiac Chamber Charitable Trust to support scholarships. Maribel and Gary, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Ray. Two overnight stays and a wine and cheese basket donated by the Fairfield Inn Marriott Wallingford. The winner is 0851. Check your tickets. 0851. People are looking now. Okay, move on to the next one. We'll get that. 4 tickets to the Elf House. Oh, congratulations. Okay, you got it. You got it. Maribel will get you the voucher. That's great. Yeah, that's done. 4 tickets to the Elf House, December 4th, 1 p.m. Donated by Wallingford Historical Preservation Trust, 0835. 0835. Congratulations. Wine basket, donated by Chatham Place at Mary Wade, one of our new members, 0838. 0838, congratulations, all right. You sure? Okay, we'll have to pick another one at some point. We'll go back out and pick another one. Okay, we got 2 here. I got a wine, a gift certificate to Half Moon where you can bring the wine, and a gift certificate to Mr. D's where you can get dessert. Donated by the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce, 0850. 0850. Oh, Frank. Frank's laughing because the joke is, I'm upstairs from Half Moon. My office sits right above the dining area, and I can hear Frank talking below. It's wonderful. Great job, Frank. A 1/4-page ad for your business in the great Wallingford magazine. Tom Granucci and Roger Dietz with RDS Media. They do a great job with that magazine, and also the North Haven magazine. 0826. 0826. Yes, okay. A woman's wear basket donated by Nucor Steel, Connecticut, 0835. 0835. I thought we called that number. Okay, great. You won again. You won again. 0835. Right there. You do the rest. Oh, this is a great basket. Our friend Karen Del Char with her business Delta Marketing donated a coffee and tea basket. And it's wonderful if you like coffee and teas, which I do. 0830. 0830, a coffee and tea basket. All right, congratulations. Marrakech has donated a gift basket, 0841. 0841. All right, congratulations. signed gift set donated by Liz Davis from Wallingford Center Inc., 0821. 0821. Is that it? No? Okay, a home serenity basket donated by our partner VF McNeil and Pauline Handy, who is here. Thank you for that. 0829. 0829. One again. All right. Okay, is that it? Okay, that's it on the raffle. So now for the grand prize. I think everyone has a program at their seat. And we put a blue dot on the back of a program. And if you have a blue dot on the back of your program, you are the winner of 2 free tickets from our new partner, Velo Airlines, who flew their inaugural flight today from Tweed, New Haven. Is there a blue dot? Okay, congratulations.
And that's it. Just a couple of things I want to remind you before we dismiss for our buffet. A couple of events coming up. Small Business Council will be meeting next Wednesday, November 10th, 12 noon. We'll be at Sam's Place Restaurant, which is 344 Washington Avenue, North Haven. Wallingford Economic Development Commissioner Chief Tim Ryan will be speaking there next Wednesday. Big event with the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce. The Big Connect Expo virtually on the 17th of November. And the 18th will be live and in person at the Omni, several exhibitors there. And of course, our holiday window decorating contest. The season is coming merry and bright here in Wallingford in December. So you can go to our websites, gnhcc.com and quinchan.com for more. Thank you all for coming. We'll be calling you up for our buffet dinner. Congratulations to all of our winners. God bless you. We'll see you next year.